So we did the daily energy routine again, and then we did various kinds of clearing and balancing and grounding techniques. Do you have any questions?
Throughout college and a lot of trainings, in a lot of ways we get told about how men and women experience things differently, sometimes similarly. So could you touch on any potential gender differences you've seen with grounding techniques?
Oh, let's see, with grounding techniques. First of all, many men tend to stay more grounded than women. The energy comes up from the earth for a woman. It comes up from the earth. She brings in more yin energy, energy that is more female. And men, energy tends to go more down. So they often carry more power, partly because they're in that stance on the ground, they are grounded. I found that all exercises work for both men and women. However, it is most interesting. I have taught men in classes to see what does it feel like for you to pull the energy up on spleen meridian, for instance, because it's pulling yin energy up. When we work with chakras and some other things, there are ways that men can get more yin energy and women can get more yang. But all of the exercises will work for everybody, but sometimes because of your gender, you may not like one as much as another. Does that make sense?
And why would, if women are pulling energy up from the earth, why would women be grounded less than men?
Because, let's see, that was a good question. He said, if women are pulling energy more up from the earth, why wouldn't they be more grounded? That energy can actually make women go higher up. You know, it's the energy that comes up and you go higher. And it's the energy that comes down that helps you ground. And I mean, yeah, if you're going to ground, you don't find yourself going, you go, like that. Okay.
Right, and men, just to be clear in case there's any confusion, both men and women do both.
Yes.
But men more draw from the heavens, women draw more from the earth in a kind of stereotypical way. Other questions?
When you were doing the clearing, were you feeling for pulsations in your fingertips or in her forehead? How did you know?
All right, when I held Ellen's neurovascular points to help the blood come back up into the forebrain, what I was feeling for is her beating of the capillary beds. It's not even of the heartbeat, it's the capillary beds beat. And it's not in your fingers, it's in her head. And you can, the longer you hold, I really recommend everybody practice this, because the longer you hold, you feel not only, and usually you don't feel the pulsing first, you feel like in Ellen, I really felt waves like this going. And you begin, you really get, it's a mesmerizing thing. It's just such a, but then eventually you feel the pulsing and it's her. It was her pulsing. And when you hold your own, by the way, often you don't pick up pulses. Most people don't pick up pulses. Every now and then somebody does, but usually you don't, because it is your own fingertips interfere, and there's an interference and you can't feel your own. But what you know if you're going to hold your own is that, oh, you feel good now, you can stop.
Donna and David, if your polarity is not aligned with the Earth's polarity, what does that prevent? How is that, if my polarity is not aligned with the Earth's polarity, somehow they're not matched up, what is that hurting? What is that preventing me from having?
Oh, thank you. A very good question, and I've got a lot of answers for it. So one of them is what happened to me at the last class, where, I literally began to hurt around my waist, and my feet hurt so bad. And it's because I couldn't pull up any energy from the earth anymore, anything to support me. You don't feel a part of nature as much if you're not grounded. If you're not grounded, you tend to pick up other people's stuff more if you're somebody who picks up people's stuff or their negativity, or it literally is a huge figure 8 that comes up from the earth and swirls like that. And it makes you feel a little, not consciously in a way that your body would sway, but you're in rhythm. You're in rhythm. When the earth can't hold you and you can move on the earth well, you're out of your rhythm. You know, everybody was born in a rhythm or an element. It's, some cultures call it an element, others, I call it a rhythm, but it's an element, a rhythm, but it's your rhythm. And so, did that make sense? Was I clear enough?
Yes, it sounds like I have difficulty actually drawing energy, helpful energy from the earth if my polarities are off.
That's right. I think it's one of the reasons why a lot of people go hug a tree, because it gives you, I mean, the tree trunk will ground you too back into the earth. Okay? You're welcome. I want to say, as we're going around to you, I just want to say that to Tanya over here, we were talking about neurovasculars and how long you hold them and if you feel the pulses. Tanya, several years ago, was forgetting her dreams, and she held her points at night, and she began to remember her dreams in the morning.
So one question about the homolateral. Can you muscle test yourself? I mean, or is there a way to know besides the low vitality I know you mentioned?
Yeah. First, I want to say, really, the best way you can know is what this allows in you is to begin to sense into your own body and what it's trying to say to you. That's the most important thing. And energy testing is a way to get there, but eventually you get more intuitive, your sensory systems turn on, all of that. But I'll tell you what, I don't know if it's tomorrow or the next class or the next class, whenever it is, I'm going to teach energy testing, and I'll show you how I would do that, okay? Okay, yes.
So on the same topic of homolateral, so with me when I was up there, you had me look at the cross and I was strong, and then you crossed, I don't know if it was over my heart or over my stomach, and I was weak again. Does that mean that like there was something wrong with maybe like my heart or my emotional center, and if you had crossed over my stomach, that means there's something wrong with my stomach, or does it not have to do with the body part?
I am so glad you asked that question. All it means is long before anything happens to you physically, it happens in your energy body. If you can handle something in your energy field, it won't happen in your physical body. And so you can start with things before things happen to you, and it just makes it a lot easier. You can also start when you're really in trouble physically and turn it around. I know that you traveled. You were traveling a lot and probably wearing yourself out. So it may be that, if you have a couple of good nights sleep, you're going to also be much better. But if you are staying in homolateral, you want to get out of it.